of all, I'd like to commend China's policy in terms of how it deals with international issues, how it deals with its partner states, how it deals with friendly nations. We had the speech by His Excellency, the President of the People's Republic of China, talking about common goals, talking about common future, talking about cooperation. This is a cooperation that is based on mutual respect, at the same time mutual trust. When you're pursuing common goals, you're not exerting yourself as know-it-all, or in a way where you're trying to feel like a smaller nation is lesser worthy than the other bigger nation. But we all know how China is big, but it treats everybody equal, which is very important for the other nations to feel the same. You talk about the countries that have been invited here. These are 33 delegations from 33 countries. They are all taking stock of their own developments while looking at China and how far it has gone. When we come here, we get to learn how far China has been able to go in terms of the implementation of the goals in this country, and seeing the progress that has been achieved. It's easier now for other countries to learn from China by seeing what is happening in China than just reading on papers. When you're people-centered, I think some of the things can develop from the people themselves. So in a way, what China has been able to achieve so far, we have seen that it has its own way of looking at democracy. It has its own way of approaching socialism. It has its own way of looking at communism, whatever word you want to use. But the point is, if it has worked, people are happy, people are being serviced. Social services, I mean, we are here, we have seen infrastructure development, we have seen how people have moved from one stage of development to the next. You would want that to every person of this world to have reached there. Now, because we are meeting here as part of the global south, which is, you're talking about developing nations, you're talking about less developed nations. So when they look at China, they look at the history of China, they look at NPC and the 70 years, they look at how far the country has come from, and they see themselves like there is hope. We can equally reach where China has reached. Why? Because of the examples that China is offering. I think different nations should actually approach the issues that they go through in their respective countries in a way that works better for them. Right now, you won't say there's need to reinvent the wheel. You can always learn from each other and use those experiences to tailor your own. You can't have, like I said, one shoe fits all, one size fits all. You have to tailor your development, or your path to development, or your path to transformation in a way that you feel people will own that process, and people will feel that we are actually moving in the right direction. It doesn't make any sense for certain systems to be imposed on others and they're not working and they're failing. So you would want to learn from a country like China, where their own model, their own system is working for them. And then when you learn that, you compare with what is happening in other countries, and then see where you should put your own. And if those policies are able to offer good social services, if those policies are able to offer personal development, if these policies are able to offer development of a nation together, I think this is a model which people should learn from. Other developing nations will be learning from China, while at the same time, even developed nations can be able to learn from China. Why? Because China has decided to not really conform to the world order, but at the same time be able to offer the uniqueness, the diversity that is offered here. So I think if you ask me how we see the future, we see more cooperation, we see countries learning from each other in a better way. Why? Because the policies that are being pursued in China, if they have worked for China, definitely they can work for other countries.